Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Lori,
And I'm Renee. Hi.
and we're doing our very first edition of Soaps.
Discussions.
Now, we're going to be talking about the CBS soaps. Well, there's only two, so you only got two to choose from, right?
Oh, yeah, pretty much.
Okay. All right. Now, they have The Young and the Restless and The Bold and Beautiful. So, we're going to be talking today about The Bold and Beautiful. Now, the hot ticket, as far as I know, and I know you know, is about Quinn, evil Quinn, being the new matriarch who married Eric Forrester. Now, everybody goes crazy about Stephanie Forrester, the old matriarch. But to me, I think Stephanie was just as evil,
If not more.
yes,
If
than
not more.
Quinn. Now, I mean, all the backbiting that's been going on right now on The Bold and the Beautiful with Ridge and Steffi up there treating poor Quinn so bad. Now, I know a lot of people ain't going to be agreeing with what I'm saying.
And that's still right.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
But once we get through Quinn versus Steffi and what we feel kind of like almost even them, if not Steffi surpasses Quinn. So right now we're going to be just doing a little bit of going through a few of the episodes, a little bit more archives of what about Stephanie.
About Stephanie. And also, too, more of giving you some of the ideas from the past because it could be some newer viewers who didn't watch Bold and the Beautiful when it came out. Wow. 30-some years ago. So we want to give you some more background information in case you do want to kind of consider, well, wait a minute. Maybe Stephanie isn't, maybe, well, actually, maybe Quinn isn't so bad. So we want to just give you some examples, maybe, and even if you did watch it years ago, you may have forgotten some of the stuff that happened. So one thing in particular we want to talk about is the storyline where Stephanie helped Ridge cover up a shooting. What had happened is, if you remember, Rick shot Grant. However, he blocked the memory. Ridge found out, told Stephanie. Of course, Stephanie jumps in because she got to protect her. Oh my gosh, Ridge. And Stephanie was very calculating, and she thought she had everything set up. But what she didn't count on was Brooke finding out. So she told Ridge to go stay in Paris, lay low a little bit, but told Brooke that Ridge was in at Big Bear. So so Brooke went to Big Bear. And Stephanie tried to kill her via telephone wire.
Yes, indeed.
So that's the issue there with that. But what about the thing with Nick? How did Nick play into this?
Well, what the thing was, I don't know whether Stephanie had planted the gun over somewhere in Nick's office or something like that. But anyway, the main thing was they wound up arresting Nick for what happened. And he didn't have nothing to do with it. That's why Brooke really wanted Steffi, to go and say something and get Bridge to come back. Because it's not fair to have somebody that's innocent that have nothing to do with nothing in jail for nothing like that. And it was all about, the whole thing was like because of Brooke's, at the time, boyfriend Grant. And it just went from there. So to me, from this, based off of that, Steffi was really off the chain.
Yeah, that was a bit much.
And we'll give her one strike right already.
One strike. Now, what about Quinn?
Now, with Quinn, this was probably like early this year. Yeah. Now, Quinn had held Liam captive. Now, what inspired that was Liam had fell out, and she put him in a car, and she drove him to, I guess, a place that she had. Now, she looked at that as an opportunity.
Now, did we ever find out what made him fall?
Well, let me tell you, he went on a plane to sit there, and it was Ivy. He took Ivy to the plane, and so that she could go back to Australia. Now, he wasn't looking for to sit there, and he went to the bathroom, and the plane took off. And when the plane took off, he bopped his head and he was unconscious all the way to Australia. Can you believe that?
Well, that is a long ride.
Yes, indeed. And he had a long enough ride to sit there and sleep on it. So that was the crazy part. Now, who in the world, tell me, is going to be on a plane in the first? Wouldn't the stewardess or anybody be sitting there saying, there's somebody extra here.
Exactly.
They didn't pay the ticket.
Exactly.
And he get a free ride to Australia.
There's a process to getting on the plane. It's not, hey, I want to ride, let's go.
Yes,
No.
indeed. So with Quinn being Quinn, she loves her son. And she just looked at it as a prime opportunity when Liam fell out to just keep him hidden for a while. Because she knew that Wyatt was smitten by Steffi. And she just wanted to give them a chance to see if anything could work out between them two. Now, I'm not going to agree that what she did was right, but when you hear all the facts, yeah, she was wrong for doing this. But the thing is, Steffi made up her own mind to be with Wyatt. She can sit there and blame all she wants, that it was all Quinn's fault, but nobody made her say, I do.
That's true.
There you go. So with that, Quinn wasn't looking for, Liam, who wound up, she named him Adam, because when he woke up, he wanted to know who he was. So she said his name was Adam and her name was Eve, and they were married. Now, right. But anyway, the thing was, and he believed her. And he was having headaches and stuff like that, so by him not remembering who he was. So within that, she wasn't looking for him to be treating her so beautiful, because she's used to the kind of rough life, because they did a little backstory.
Okay. Yeah, that's helpful.
The backstory was her mom was, I guess, kind of like a call lady, prostitute, whatever you want to call it. She was that. And so she didn't have time for Quinn. She was calling Quinn all kinds of little names and stuff like that. And so that's pretty much inspired Quinn to be like she is. Okay, with that knowing. With Liam all of a sudden started giving her all this love and attention and stuff like that. She wasn't used to it. Nah, she was just smitten. Yes, indeed. So anyway, the main thing was she fell in love with him. And she didn't want to let that good thing go. And so within this time period, here come her ex-husband, Deacon, comes wallowing through. And wanted to know why was she up there. She wouldn't let him in. So he wanted to know why Quinn wouldn't let him in. So somehow he got himself in and found that Liam was there. And the whole reason why, because everybody was looking for Liam, and there he was. Okay, with that knowing, Deacon being Deacon, he blackmailed Quinn. And so within that, Quinn came up with a little idea. Take Liam to the cliff to look at, I guess, some fresh air, sunshine, and all that stuff. And there's Deacon. So she goes and shoved Deacon off the cliff. Thank goodness he survived. So she didn't have to worry about murder rap on that.
No, nobody wants that.
But the thing was, Liam eventually got his memory back. But before that, Wyatt figured it out when he came by to the place that she had Liam, rescued Liam, locked his poor mother in the closet, and Hall Biscuits called the cops.
Oh, wow.
But by the time the cops got there, Deacon had got there and rescued Quinn out of the closet, and there was no Quinn. So, but when everything got said and done and over, and everybody found out, here goes Liam wanted to take Quinn and put her in jail. But Carter, the lawyer, Liam's lawyer, advised not to, because he felt like, what could you get her for? I mean, it was...
Well, could you say kidnapping?
Yeah, kidnapping and things. But see, he was
False
going...
imprisonment?
Yes, true. But...
Maybe I should have been the lawyer.
Well, see, let's look at it right. When Quinn really treated Liam really good. Despite it all, she fell in love. And she made sure he was fine. It wasn't right what she did, but I'm just saying everything was all right. He couldn't get her for rape. I mean, can a woman really rape a man?
Well, but that's next week's topic.
I'm serious. So the thing was, Carter advised him for that too. Not Carter. I'm wrong. It was the lawyer for Bill Spencer. I can't even think of his name at this moment. But anyway, I had the wrong lawyer. And so anyway, the bottom line was Liam couldn't do anything. So it was case of close on that. But Steffi has been harboring all this anger towards Quinn over it. What do you think?
That's definitely a detailed, intricate story. It really is. I don't know.
Well,
I feel like, yeah, Steffi wasn't forced to get into that relationship, but Quinn did kind of nudge it. So that's a hard call. I mean, granted, if she hadn't set it up like that, then Steffi wouldn't even have the decision to make.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I can understand Quinn wanting the best for her children.
Yes.
But I still think you got to be mindful and keep it balanced too.
True. But let's look at it right though. At least she wasn't as bad as Stephanie with Rich. With Stephanie, no woman was good enough unless it was her thought.
Right.
You know,
Caroline or
Taylor. Oh yeah, because she could control and manipulate them. But you know, she always called Brooke the slut from the valley.
Yeah, she did. Well, speaking of Stephanie and Brooke, well, let's see. Another example would be Stephanie trying to help Ridge get custody of Hope. So basically, Stephanie came up with this plan to have a man by the name of Andy befriend Brooke, but again, she didn't really count the cost and see. Well, you can't foresee everything, but she did get the ball rolling, and the guy Andy began stalking Brooke, and he took the key, came into her house with the intentions of coming on to her, but it ended kind of badly, where Brooke was raped. And, you know, Ridge came to the rescue, you know, her knight in shining armor, and she told him about it. And, yeah, I'm assuming that he was very, very livid with his mother once he found out that she was the one who set it up.
Of course.
So
I mean, really, who does that?
yeah, that's yeah.
I mean, in the name of what?
In the name of my son, and my son.
That's right. And I mean, I thought it was really crazy because, you know, she told Andy, who was a lawyer, that's even worse, that that where to find the key. And that's Brooke's house. You know, what if Andy didn't do anything at that moment, and say Brooke had her children, RJ and Hope, in the house, and then he wanted to do that? Then what?
Now, did she have visitation rights at that time?
That the kids was her custody at the time, but then
she was fighting for custody.
Yeah,
at the
then
time,
she was fighting for custody
because
due to silly Stephanie. Now, to me, I thought that was all wrong. That's just my feeling.
Yeah, she just had this incredible hatred for Brooke.
Indeed.
On so many levels.
Indeed. And I mean, my thought was, why in the world would any woman who is a mother her own self want to take another woman's children away from her?
Well, she tried to do that before, years ago, when what's her name, Brooke had Bridget. Because she had miscarried way back, and then she had a child. Then she had Bridget, and that was a paternity question, and Stephanie was all involved in that. So,
yeah, that was kind of bad too. So, I mean, when did she stop?
She dedicated her life to destroying Brooks.
To me, I think she was more than just a meddling mother. I think she was just a sick woman.
Maybe, yeah, she might be a little loony.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I mean, now so far, what do you think? Stephanie versus Quinn as matriarch.
I'm still thinking Stephanie is still in the lead. I'm still kind of going back to Quinn pushing poor Deacon off.
Whoa, Nelly.
Yeah. But other than that, her stuff is questionable too. She's not an angel. But so far, Stephanie, just these two alone, just it seals it for me.
Well,
it's Stephanie.
Well, now I'm gonna mention one thing just to go a little veering off. Now, I know people gonna be saying, "Well, that's not the only thing Quinn did," because she did supposed to done in this guy from some foreign land that had this diamond, Hope diamond. Well, I'm gonna say to anybody, that was just talk. It was never shown on screen. We don't know for sure if she really did anything to anybody. That's just talk as far as I'm concerned. So no matter what anybody says, only thing we know for sure that she really did was the Deacon thing, where she pushed the man, or it was a Lulu, right off this daggone cliff. Other than that, we can't go by nothing else. This is all we got right now. Okay, now so far as I'm concerned, we are like neck and neck. Now, next thing, okay, when Hope was pregnant, Hope was, I don't know why the writers keep sitting there and just keep rewinding stuff, because now we got the same thing going on with Hope that used to be with Stephanie when she got on the motorbike, but this time this is Hope doing a Lulu off the steps with high heels. What woman?
It has to be high heels.
I'm serious. The nosebleeder.
Yeah. It's
shoes.
a requirement that
Yes.
it's high heels.
Now, what I was looking at, right? Okay, Hope sit there and was in the same position at that time. She didn't want nothing to do with Quinn. She blamed Quinn for, her getting married to Wyatt well, let's look at it right. Quinn did push Ivy. Just a little slight nudge, maybe a big nudge, right off the bridge.
Okay, so I'm seeing a pattern here.
Yes, indeed.
Why is she always pushing people
Hey,
off of heights?
in the name of her son Wyatt.
I don't know. I might have to do a recap.
No,
here.
please. But let's look at it right. Okay. Now, Hope, when everything got said and done, and everybody found out what Quinn did, in order for Hope and Wyatt to get together, Hope put Quinn personally responsible. But we got the same situation and scenario. Nobody made Hope get married to Wyatt. Right?
That's true.
Okay. She can sit there and blame Quinn 1,000,001 times. It's your fault, it's your fault, it's your fault. But it was really, nobody told Hope to take a leap of faith into the water with Wyatt when she got married to him. Nobody told her to get with him and, but water, whatever. Okay, with this knowing, eventually Hope got pregnant by Wyatt. And who does this? I hate to say it. Hope goes and tell Liam first that she's pregnant, and not Wyatt, her husband.
Maybe Liam wasn't on his lunch break yet? No?
No. I was like, wow, this is disrespectful and totally just all wrong. I would think your husband would want to know first. And then Liam is going to tell her to get an abortion since Wyatt don't know yet. Well, he's definitely out off the brothers list for Christmas. I would not buy him nothing. Don't look for no birthday present. Just don't look for nothing. So I just couldn't believe that part right there. And so anyway, she eventually told Wyatt. Wyatt was delighted. They were happy and stuff. Quinn finds out. Well, what mother wouldn't be happy? This is her first daggone grandchild. Mm-hmm. Hope banished her from the beach house, from Wyatt, from her, just banished. And the baby, whenever the baby was going to come. Okay, this one particular time, Hope went to Brooke's house. Brooke wasn't there. Quinn found out. All Quinn wanted to do was just apologize for what happened and everything. Hope didn't want to hear it. She just went off, you leave, and this, that, and the other. So eventually, Hope went outdoors. Quinn goes and follows, still trying to profess how she's changed, she's sorry, this is her first grandchild, please let me be in my grandchild's life. Hope still didn't want nothing to do with that. She just wanted her completely gone, which is impossible.
Yeah, that's true.
Come on, that is her son. Mm-hmm. That was going to be her grandchild. Now, through all this, who thinks of this anyway? Hope goes right around to the steps, and there will be a long flight of stairs.
Yeah, of course.
Now, me, I would have got nosebleed, and plus my high heel shoes, that would have just done it right in there for me anyway. I would have never got that close anyway. And who wears high heel shoes when they're pregnant?
It was in the script.
Yeah, I would say. And so, within the fussing and carrying on, Hope's shoe, the heel part, get stuck in the step, and she goes roly-poly all the way down. Well, naturally, I'm surprised they didn't do her in. But anyway, she goes in pain. Quinn was all frightened because this is her grandchild. She didn't want nothing to happen to Hope or anything. And she goes and calls for the ambulance and stuff to come and get her. It takes her to the hospital. She lost the baby. Of course, first thing, Liam is up there thinking that Quinn had something to do with it. No. Hope went and told him, no, it was me. And, really. Now, some people might sit there and say, well, Quinn shouldn't have been there. She should have listened to Hope and just left. Yeah, she could have.
That is an option.
Yeah, that is true. And I would say if that was wrong, she should have just went on, respected Hope, and just left. Like Wyatt was saying, give her some time and let her heal. But Quinn, being Quinn, she wasn't letting her heal. She was just constantly ramming, wanting to talk, and trying to get her to see that she cared a little too much. Mm. So to me, that's how that gotten as far as it did with that. Okay, with that, we give her a half because she really didn't do anything totally wrong.
Indirectly.
Yeah, indirectly. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we'll give her that one. And this one I had forgotten about until you had brought it back to my attention. Mm-hmm. Stephanie faking a heart condition. Mm-hmm. Because now, what was her reasons for doing that?
Oh, the usual. Rich.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm slipping. My bad. So, yeah. Brooke finds out that Stephanie paid a doctor to admit her into the hospital, and everybody thought that she was ill. Mm-hmm. And this was all to keep Ridge from marrying Brooke. Mm-hmm.
And for him to marry Taylor.
Correct.
Her star pupil. And I didn't understand that myself. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and then I guess Brooke had just had enough of it from what it reads, and that she just pretty much tiptoed around the issue of possible incest. While concerning Stephanie and her son. And that the real goal for Stephanie wanting Taylor to marry Ridge is because she can have someone who she can control. So
in her own image of whatever
an extension of her.
Yeah, and to me, really, if her son Ridge wasn't feeling it for Taylor, why try to make it happen? And it was silly because she had gotten one of the doctors, and because I seen it myself too. She got a doctor from the place to pretend and put her in the hospital in order to fake this, and everybody believed it.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's Stephanie, Stephanie's always right. Stephanie is the queen bee.
And that's what wasn't right as far as I was concerned. Who does that?
Well, also, too, I look at it, yes, Stephanie did have this unbalanced need to control Ridge's life, but could it be argued that Ridge let her, to a point, control his life? How many times? I mean, he kept going back to Taylor, even though he really wanted Brooke.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and everything that he did seemed like he had to run through his mother.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so I mean, the mother can only do so much.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, granted, she did a lot, but she can only go so far if she doesn't have her son. Oh, well, mom, what about this? Well, mom, what about that? And letting it happen. So I think Ridge had maybe not a big part in it, but he did play a part in his mother controlling him.
Well, see, I'm gonna put it to you like this. Now, from the blogs I've read from a lot of people and stuff on different sites, they sit there and try to say Wyatt is a mama's boy, mommy boy, you know, wimp and this, that, and the other. They call him a weasel and everything. I think that's no, that's going too far as I'm concerned.
Yeah,
let's
not attack him personally.
Yes, let's go with just the character
The
only.
story, yeah.
Okay. Now, what I didn't understand was just from what we've done read so far about Stephanie, which mother is more dominating into their son's role?
I think both of them are going under the idea of I want what's best for my children.
Mm-hmm.
But Stephanie clearly it has set her sights. Well, it had set her sights on just it didn't matter what the cause, who was involved, who got hurt, as long as she got what she wanted for Ridge. Whereas Quinn, even though she's had some interesting outcomes too with how she's tried to maneuver and control things, I can see where she seems a little bit more of, I just want my kids to be happy. That's it. And if you like Susie Bell, then I'm going to help you get Susie Bell.
There you
I
go.
don't care if I don't like Susie Bell, but you like Susie Bell, you know. Whereas Stephanie's like, no, this is who I have for you. We're not back in old times when we were arranged marriages, you know. But
but see, it's just a little too far though with Stephanie. And I mean, and then let's look at it right. Stephanie blames Brooke for constantly being in the men's in her life, from Eric to Thorne to Ridge to whoever, going through all the guys. But what did Stephanie do in those times to make certain stuff happen? She sit there and blame Brooke for not losing Eric from time to time, but did Brooke really have anything to do with that?
Well,
totally.
plus, don't they have their own minds?
Yes.
I mean, it's not like she clubs them over the head and drags them off somewhere.
Yeah.
I mean, can't they control themselves?
I'm sorry. But see, she tried to say by Brooke being such a sex kitten and stuff, you know, I guess she just messes with their minds and they just float right in the air right to it. You know? Crazy thing.
I'm coming.
No, I'm sorry, but come on. If you look at the back, and I'll suggest to anybody, before you say anything bad about Brooke, look at what really happened from the past films on YouTube or wherever you want to look at, and find that Stephanie was a problem on her own. Yeah. I mean, come on. Eric, you know, he had his faults of being a ladies' man, but was he a ladies' man just to be a ladies' man, or was he tired of a lot of the deceitful stuff that Stephanie was doing in their marriage, throughout their marriage, being a troublemaker, being all into her number one son's life? She forgot all about Thorne and Felicia and Christian. You know, they were just like mashes. Salt. She threw him away
around the house.
You know,
yeah.
But I mean, come on. Ridge was her dominating force. How did she get with Eric in the first place? Was it because she faked that, you know, the baby that she was carrying? I shouldn't say fake, but pretended that the baby she was carrying was Eric. But she knew there was a possibility, without telling Eric, that it could have been Massimo's child. Massimo.
Yes.
But I mean, just saying, she knew this. But she didn't want Eric to have Beth, which was Brooke's mother.
That's what I was going to ask you. Is it safe to say that maybe the root of her being so upset about Brooke and just hating her, did it start with the mother, Brooke's mother, Beth?
I think so.
And then she's just kind of just added on to that throughout the years. You know, you're from the valley and you slept with this person and you did that. You know, I think maybe it started with Beth. That's my thought.
And see, it's not just, I mean, come on. Eric would have married Beth instead because he was in love with Beth. that was his soulmate, you know. But when Stephanie pretended that the child she was carrying was Eric, of course, you know, men back then, they tried to do the right thing.
Yeah, they did.
And so with that, he married her. I mean, come on, what woman would want to do something like that and expect a relationship to work? You know, it's not going to work because it's not based on a solid foundation. It's based off of manipulation.
That's true.
So what was she expecting but him rotating eyes back and forth like a ping pong to other women? Because, I mean, really.
That's true.
So I mean, yes, Brooke was certain things, but Stephanie helped made it happen. She helped pushed her son to Brooke. She helped push Brooke into Eric's arms indirectly. And I mean, and that's just from my observation from looking at the show from the time it started in '87 all the way until she stopped being on the show. She was just trouble.
Yes, she was.
And then, not counting, the many things she did to Brooke was uncalled for.
Countless.
And always slapping somebody. It was a handle. It's like a mechanic. You know, you look at all you have to do is look at one clip to another, and she's up there constantly. What you doing? High karate or something? I mean, it was just getting to the point where it was just too much. And matter of fact, she pushed certain ones too far, like Sheila.
Yeah.
Sheila shot her.
And the mercury poisoning too. Yeah.
Yeah. So she got two things from her.
Well, so she did get her comeuppance.
Yeah,
You
a
know,
little
she
bit
did-
here,
she did.
a little bit there.
She didn't get away with a whole lot of stuff.
No.
You know, people came back for her.
So we're going to pretty much end this with our conclusion. Based off of what we've done said so far, to me, and how you feel, I'm just going with my statement, then you can rebuttal. My thing is, yeah, Quinn is a bad girl. Yes, she did some stuff that she shouldn't have done. No, she shouldn't have interfered with Wyatt and whoever he might have been smitten on. But she's a mom. She cares. She loves her son. And she just wanted the best for him. Went about it the wrong way, but she loved her son. Now, does she make a good matriarch? If the writers don't change her and keep her just like it is, because me, personally, I love her being with Eric. I done blogged so many times on the internet, on Facebook and stuff, how much I love seeing them two together. I thought they were going to put them two together when she first came on the show. I just knew it. But, you know, and it was kind of funny because Pam was into them too. And they were both, when Quinn first came on, was fighting over Eric. That was crazy. And then they just let it go for a while. Now they bring it back up with Quinn finally made it to the home base and married. And I'm like, yeah. Because I blogged on the internet. Now that they finally put Eric Forrester back on the front burner, you just can't have anybody. You can't have Pam. You can't have any of those people that are weak in character with somebody that's a forefront like Eric. You have to have somebody a little wild and crazy, but strong. And to me, Quinn fits all that. She is a strong character with a strong man character. And it works perfectly. You can draw a lot of drama off of this, which they had so far, and that's the reason why Bold and Beautiful's ratings done shot up a little bit, just because of that. I loved it. I was at the edge of my seat, almost fell to the floor, but I was enjoying it. I was up there, yay, yes, and all that stuff because it was fun. It was great. The acting was awesome. Me personally, I'm just still on the fence why they would write Ridge like they have. Considering, even though I understand two different people, got their two different ways of acting, but Ron Moss always was the slick, like when he's walking, he's gliding. You could just practically see the roller skates on him while he's walking and stuff, you know. And he just had that rich persona. This gentleman, he's a little rough around the edges. He's almost snapping and it just looked like he's going to do something all the time.
And I just don't see that chemistry with him and Brooke.
No.
No.
But
Well, as far as characters go, I do really feel that Stephanie had her place as a Forster. She was a strong character. I didn't agree, I don't agree with all the stuff she did. Not at all. But I think that maybe if she had maybe tempered some of that and made it a little bit more clear that she loved all of her kids and wasn't so extreme with how she treated people when something didn't go her way or somebody got in her way, I think things would have been a little bit different, and maybe Eric wouldn't have been so easy to rush and run away to someone else. But I still stand by that my thought that Stephanie is the one that went to, like I said, the extreme. Whereas Quinn, yeah, she did some things, but not to the extent of what Stephanie did. Although there's room for improvement. Then after this, somebody might see this blog or this video, and they might say, "Hey, well, look, we gotta toughen Quinn up a little bit." So you never know.
Make her even more ridiculous
And evil.
Well, and then and the other thought was too. Let's go with Steffi. It's like a repeat. Now she's up there blaming Quinn for her life and stressing her out and stuff. Honestly, I didn't see where Quinn was doing anything. If anything, she was attacking Quinn. She slapped her, the poor woman, to the ground.
Oh, not enough.
She was kissing the ground quite a bit, and she was chasing after her. She'd been calling her names and this, that, and the other. Ridge up there threatening her, talking to her wrong and stuff like that. And then what I don't understand is everybody's calling Quinn really bad based off of the past, but what is she's done so far right now that you can safely say that it's really evil, really bad, to say she's really doing something bad to them?
Besides the cliff and the bridge thing?
Yeah.
Okay. I guess nothing.
There you go.
All right.
There you go. And so, as far as I'm concerned, Quinn makes the better matriarch. Not Stephanie, but I love Stephanie when she was on the show. She had to be the way she was in order to keep Eric Forster a strong character too. You have to have a wild side woman for that. Whether Quinn is going to be a bad girl or not, only stay tuned for Bold and Beautiful in the future.
And we welcome your comments. So thanks for watching. See you next time.